Hello, and welcome to the 105th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live from Hurricane Central / quarantine, where we're going to be trying a new beer today that was brought to us. It's called, I like the name, Monk in a Trunk. Now, it's listed as an organic amber ale. It's from Inlet Brewing in Jupiter, Florida. So we're going to go ahead and pour this, and we'll talk about it a little bit. The beer doesn't get such a great rating, to be honest with you. It's only 76 out of 100, so it's not a great rating. And what confused me, well, except for the fact that it's being difficult on opening here, is they call it an amber ale, yet they have a monk. So I'm thinking Belgian. So I did a little bit of research on it. They do use Belgian yeast when they make the beer, and then they use the organic hops. So you do get there is some Belgian yeast in here, which should make it good because, you know, I love all things Belgian, and Belgian yeast is one of my favorite flavors in a beer. So I'm kind of excited about it. I'm surprised by the low rating. The beer clocks in at a 5.5% alcohol by volume, which makes it pretty standard for like a red ale, or they call it, I've read somewhere on, they call it American red. On here, it's just an amber, and then when I look online, they call it a Belgian brown. So I don't think they know exactly what it is. So let's talk about it. Since it's the great unknown, let's go ahead and smell it. Okay, so I do smell some of that yeast. I get a hint of like caramel, kind of a sweetness, like a sugary. And then I do get some of the, like, I think toasted malts I'm smelling in there. So far, I mean, I like it. I mean, if you like a good red ale, or especially with that Belgian yeast, this should be pretty tasty. Now, they use the organic hops, which sounds pretty neat. I'm kind of excited about trying a beer with some organic hops. I don't know if they're going to be stronger flavored or milder flavored or what it's going to be. So this is going to be a crapshoot for me because I really don't know. But let's go ahead and test it out. That is unique. I'm going to say unique because it's good. I like it. But it is a little bit different. You get like that red ale flavor in there real lightly. And then you get these real, like, unique tasting, like, light hop flavor at the end. So it's not a heavy hop flavor. You certainly wouldn't put it into, like, an IPA kind of category or anything like that. But it's got a real mild hoppiness that's kind of refreshing. And it's actually very light. I expected, with the Belgian yeast and it being a red beer, that it would be a little bit heavier than what it is. It's actually very light and refreshing. I could definitely sit and drink a few of these, even out by the poolside, because it's much lighter than it looks or what you would think. So, hey, I'm going to give them a higher rating than a 76. I can assure you of that. I would definitely put it probably maybe 84, 85. I mean, it's a very drinkable beer. So it's really good, and it's got a kind of, I don't know if you can tell from that, it's got a kind of a coppery color, which is, it's not really a red ale. It's more like a copper color. But look at that beautiful glass that it's in, that Beer Issues glass. That's fantastic. And I really kind of want, I've seen this in the store a million times, and my friend Vince brought this to us. Vince has been on the show before, but he brought this to us, and I think he got it because he loves Belgian beers, and he saw that Monk, and he just went right for it. He didn't even think about it. But he brought it to us, and I think it's a good beer. I don't know. I'm sure that Vince has had one of these, and I have to ask for his opinion on it. But I like it. It's a very drinkable beer. It's light. It's refreshing. It's something you could drink all day. It's not one it's not a sipper. You can... I don't know if I mentioned, this is from Jupiter, Florida, Inlet Brewing. I don't think they make any other beers down there. I think they make maybe 2 beers, or maybe this is the only beer. I'm not really sure because I kind of tried to do some research on it. The only beer that came up from Inlet Brewing is this one. Maybe they have other beers. Maybe I'll have to check it out one day and see if I can find it. But it's tasty. Apparently, it's real popular down in the area, the Jupiter, West Palm Beach area. A lot of people down there, they have it on tap everywhere, and it's a real popular beer in that area. But as far as the brewery goes, I couldn't find any other beers that they make, because I always like to check out and see breweries, other beers that they're making. Especially if they make a nice, tasty beer. I like to see if they do other things that well also. So anyway, make sure if you see some Monk in the trunk, you see this little guy, that little Monk there with his beer, make sure you check it out, because it is different. It's unique. I wouldn't call it a Belgian-style beer at all. So, besides the Belgian yeast, it doesn't have any of the characteristics of a normal Belgian beer. But it's a good beer. So make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues, and make sure they tell their friends, so everybody knows about Beer Issues and all the fun we're having drinking beers during hurricanes or pandemics or whatever it might be. If you want some cool Beer Issues merchandise, go to shop.beerissues.com. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.